Welcome to My Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. All right, today is a beautiful Tuesday episode, and boy, do I got a juicy, and I mean juicy, thread for you guys. Today's thread is: what is the biggest red flag you've had in a relationship that you'd ignore and really shouldn't have? All right, let's see what red flags y'all be ignoring out here in these streets. My first girlfriend was always in a fight with her friends, her mom, her dad, another one of her friends, me, her mom again, and her stepdad. Eventually, there was only one person involved in all of those. Yeah, her. Like, at that point, it's like, okay, who's the common denominator in this one? Seems like it's you, because there ain't no way all these people got problems with you and it's your fault or it's their fault. Like, come on now. Ugh. Yeah, that's definitely a... Alright, went to high school with a girl and she cheated on pretty much every boyfriend she had. I'm an idiot. Y'all motherfuckers just be believing the dream sometimes, you know? You guys be like, no, they're the right person, I promise. They're the right person for me, and it's just like, oh, not really. My ex-wife made jokes about murdering me. Oh, hell no. Or framing me for grape if I ever tried to leave her. Luckily, I didn't get murdered. Yeah. Luckily. Because that ain't nothing to joke about, man. You don't joke about like framing somebody for getting, murdered or accusing them of grape. Like, you don't play around with that. Yeah, that is an extreme red flag. I would have been like, gone. She showed up to where I was hiking in full face of makeup, no signs of sweat, and she said she was running and it was a coincidence that we ran into each other. Yeah. Damn, bro, she was following you. She's like, oh yeah, this motherfucker, nah, he's definitely doing something. I don't believe a word he's saying. He's got to be seeing some little runner bitch or whatever. She followed you, bro. God damn. I was a bartender and he was my number one customer. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you dated that dude. He's a drunk. Like, come on now. You kind of made a bad decision with that one. Lack of reciprocity, effort in the early stages. I made excuses for it, and ultimately my gut instinct that it was a red flag was right. Yeah, they probably just didn't like you that much. Yeah, man. And I've been there. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been in that position where, I'd sit there and I'd like a girl and she just wouldn't give that same energy back. And I'm like, nah, don't worry about it. She's having a bad day. She's just busy. Oh, she's just got stuff going on. Meanwhile, she actually talking to who she actually want to talk to, and your boy ain't who she want to talk to. So, yeah, it happens, man. It happens 1,000%. I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit happens, and it sucks. But it's better to like recognize it and actually know what's going on instead of just like thinking, oh no, everything is fine. Like that meme where just everything is fine and it's all fire around you. Yeah, that one is the worst of the worst. People who tell you they have a serious problem, take their word for it. Ooh. Facts, but see, a lot of times people sit there and they think I could fix them, and I think that is the dumbest thing ever. If a person has just something going on in their lives and they're not fit to be in a relationship, do not try to fix them. That is your cue. That is Jesus himself saying, this one is not for you, my son/daughter. That is the sign right there. Everybody be like, oh man, why didn't I get a sign to know that this wasn't my person? Oh, and Jesus is like, girl, I tried to tell you. Man, I tried to tell you. You know, you know what I mean? But no, you wanted that character development. And look what happened. You sure got it looking stupid. It's your character development ass. Get out of here. And I ain't gonna lie, I've been there too. You know, Jesus out here throwing signs like, come on, man, get it. Come on, man. And I'm over here Ray Charles in them signs. Like, ain't nothing going on. Man, it's cool. You know, we all been there. I dated a girl that refused to say I'm sorry, as in she never took responsibility for her actions ever. It took me a few months to realize it, but once I started thinking about it, I couldn't remember her ever saying it. I kind of joked with her about it, and she said it wasn't true, but over the next few months, I was looking out for even more, and still, she just would never say it ever. If something was unequivocally her fault, someone/something caused her to do it. I didn't think of it as being a serious problem, but looking back on it, I feel like an absolute idiot. Yeah, I've dated a lot of girls like that too. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. And you don't really realize it in the moment, you know, because for guys, you know, we're the problem solvers. We want to just fix the problem and let it be over. And a lot of times we're just like, you know what, fuck it, I'll just take the blame even if it ain't my fault. And like, I'm sorry, I just want us to feel better and get back to what we're doing. And that happens a lot of times. And then it kind of gets into like, it turns manipulative after that, because then the girl realizes, oh, I could just do whatever the fuck I want to do, and he's going to be the one to apologize for it because he so badly wants to fix things, and I never have to say sorry or take responsibility for it. And it sucks, because then you kind of fall into, and I'm not saying girls don't fall into this either, okay? You know, there are some dudes out there that girls will, you know, say sorry over and over and over again, and then the dude starts getting manipulative and be like, oh, sweet, I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. It goes both ways, 100%. I'm just saying it sucks when that happens and you don't realize it's happening, and you're like, fuck. Yeah, man, damn. We agreed on literally everything. It was uncanny, never argued, much less fought. I thought I had found my soulmate. He was just mirroring me for years and was incredibly conflict avoidant to the point where he'd agree with anyone or anything so no one would be upset with him. Then years later, he hates me because I never gave him a choice and made all of the decisions. I mean, dude, you can't blame her because you sat there and yes-manned her to death. You know what I mean? Like, you yes-manned her to death. Of course she's going to be sitting there thinking everything is copacetic. And this happens with a lot of dudes, but yes, there are the rare cases like this one where, you know, the girl's doing it. But it's like, bro, you can't just sit there and just yes-man the shit out of her and then think like, oh, well, you didn't give me the choice to talk. No, she did. You just sat there and agreed. She was like, oh, I think we should do this. What do you think? And he's like, oh, that sounds fantastic. Nigga, come on, man. You know, that's crazy. My biggest red flag I ignored was constantly thinking about how my next girlfriend would not do X or would do Y. When you're constantly thinking about your next girlfriend but sticking with your current one, you're the red flag. Whoa. I mean, at least you have, you know, the cojones to admit it, that you're the red flag, because most people can't do that. Most people can't realize like, oh shit, I'm the red flag. I'm the reason why this crazy shit is happening. 100%, and it happens. And so that's why I'm like, for you to kind of admit it, hey, kudos to you, because there's not a lot of people that won't. You know, I've definitely caught myself doing that sometimes too, where I'm just like, fuck, it's me. And then you gotta feel stupid and you're like, oh man, you know. But I've never been in a relationship thinking about like what my next girlfriend would be like. I never I'm a big proponent of like working shit out in relationships. You know what I mean? I'm a big proponent of that. Sure, there's things that I have that are deal breakers, but for the most part, I'm a big proponent of like, yo, stick it out. You know what I mean? Stick it out, because it's only bad for a short time and it's good for a long time. Because a lot of my female friends are like that. They're just like, oh my God, he did that. I'm so done with him. And I'm like, whoa, hold up, girl. Relax. Let's think about what he actually did and see if it's as bad as you think it is. Because, you know, when you're in the moment, you're just like, you go off the first instinct and you're just like, fuck this shit. I'm going with it. I'm done. And you're just like, and then when you kind of think about it, then you're like, oh man, you know, all he did was take the last string cheese. Was it really that bad? You know, because a lot of times it's something that dumb and you're just like, come on, man. Like, you know what? He did just cheat in my dream. It was just a dream. Like, it's not that serious. And I'm you. These are actual examples, okay? The string cheese one, yeah, you may thought that was a joke. No, that is a real account. That is an actual girl who has said that to me, where she's like, he took the last he knew that string cheese was mine, and he always does this, and I can't believe it, and I'm just so done with him. And I'm like, girl, hold up, wait a minute. There's a thing called a grocery store, and guess what? Grocery store got a lot of string cheese. You can go get some more string cheese. You're all right. You don't need to ruin this great relationship. You're mad now. But then when you go to the grocery store and then you buy some more string cheese, then you're going to be like, damn, I wish I didn't break up with him. Because then I could share this brand new pack of string cheese with my man and we could be happy. You know, and I guarantee a couple days later, she was just like, all right, I'm not mad anymore. I bought more string cheese. Everything's all right. And I'm like, facts, girl, facts. Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's great. That's why I say I'm a big proponent of sticking together, man. Broke up with her. She became a legitimate stalker, ignored it, and went back to her 2 years later. I finally got the stalking to stop. I'm not a smart man. I was about to say, yeah, you're not a smart man. What the fuck are you doing? I mean, that's crazy. She didn't want to let you go. And I bet that stalking coochie was great. Oh my God. He broke up with her, and once he decided to get back together with her, I bet she laid it down on him. I bet that coochie was so good, it was ridiculous. He ain't ever seen her do some shit like that. She was probably doing 360 McTwists on that dick like nobody's business. He was like, oh Jesus, Lord in heaven, my God, I ain't ever seen you do none of this. And she was like, yeah, I'm about that life for you. Cause if she's stalking you after being broken up, yeah, that stalking getting back together coochie was wild. I can see why he got back together with her. So, you know, all right, I probably would have done it too. I ain't gonna lie. Male was dating a girl for 6 months. Very early on, she would talk about how hot this girl was or how hot that girl is. Shouldn't have been surprised when she came out. You know, that happens a lot. It kind of does. We've seen it a lot on this show with a lot of scenarios where a lot of times it's a girl. And the girl is like in a relationship with another girl. And then she's wondering why the other girl is like hanging out with dudes and entertaining dudes and stuff like that. And then it sucks because it's like this girl is serious about being in a lesbian relationship. And then this girl is not really serious. She's just kind of having fun and doing her thing. But she really wants to be with a dude, you know. But I mean, with something like that, that kind of sucks because you're sitting there thinking like, oh yeah, I got a girlfriend. And he's like serious. And she's just like, I'm just feeling this out. I'm trying to see if, you know, penis is for me. Yeah, and that sucks because it's like, you could have kind of told me that this was your mindset in the beginning, you know, and that way we could have kind of felt it out. And then we could have went our separate ways a long time ago instead of like doing this for 6 months. You know what I mean? Because, like, I'm sure in those 6 months, he was thinking, like, oh, shoot, I'm getting to know her. She's great. This is that. Cool, cool, cool. Da, 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 da. And then all of a sudden, she's just like, you know, the penis is cool, but it ain't what I thought it was. And, you know, then she was having some buyer's remorse on that guy. I guarantee you. Jesus. The refusal to keep secrets. Ooh, I told my wife how private I was when we were dating, and she promised not to tell people what I liked sexually. A week later, she told her first person. We fought about it. She promised to never do it again. Over the next decade, she told another 10 people. We had a blow-up fight. She promised to never do it again. Then she told another 10. God damn, girl! You didn't learn after the first 10 people? Like, fuck! If telling one person turned into a fight, and then telling 10 people turned into a bigger fight, don't you think, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say this anymore? Maybe I should keep my mouth shut? I just feel like she was in the friend group and she had nothing to talk about. And she was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to just talk about how my man, you know, likes his booty hole licked or something. You know, like, she had nothing better to talk about in the friend group. I guarantee you, she had nothing better to talk about in the friend group. And she was just like, oh, man, guess what? My husband, he loves when I lick his booty hole. And they're like, what? No way. Oh, my God. I'm just saying. Oh, she didn't learn nothing, bro. God damn. Yeah, she couldn't be trusted. She let my cousin raw dog her in the ass in public behind a building while I was in a hotel room with a cut foot. Yo. What? I mean, that ain't even a red flag. That's just straight crazy. Like,
hey, yo, what the fuck?
I mean, my God. I wonder how he found out. You know what I mean? Because he had to have found out somehow. And I guarantee you it wasn't her or the cousin. The cousin went up in that booty hole raw. Left the nuts hanging out of that asshole. Like, bro. You know, like, okay. Damn. I really want to know how he found out about that. Because that would destroy me if I found out something about that, about my girl. Like, you kidding me? I ain't even do it in your booty hole. And you out here letting your cousin do it? Like, at least some random nigga. Damn. You letting family up in there. Like, shit. The constant need to vent and find the bad in people in situations that ultimately boils down to insecurity. It's fine for the most part when you're both alone, but anytime they go to work, anytime you hang with friends, anytime you visit their family, you don't want to hear the end of the negativity that went down. Life is never happy for them, and you can either be their punching bag for the sake of not wanting them to be alone, or you can take a hold of your life and find happiness again outside of that relationship dynamic. Facts. Those kind of people, to me, are just draining. My God, those people that just want to be negative Nancy's about everything. It's like, yo, shut up or do something about it. Man, like, I'm the type of person where if I feel like something is unfair or whatever the case may be, I either do something or I shut up about it. Because it's like, what's the point? What's the point? You know, like, if you're going to do something about it, go ahead and do something about it. Yeah, but don't sit there and just be whining and crying and, you know, not fixing anything. Like, dude, those people are draining, and it sucks because, like, man, at my job, you hear that all the time. It's unfair this, it's unfair that. Oh, they're fucking us over this, they're fucking us over that. Oh, my God, it's draining. I'm sure you guys feel the same way, you know, at your job. You just hear these motherfuckers and you're just like, look, man, I'm here for the 8 hours. I'm going home. You know, this motherfucker's a check to me. I don't give a fuck if it's unfair. As long as they're paying me, I don't give a shit what this job does. If I'm being honest with you, that's how I feel. That's how I feel about my job. I'm like, shit, they gonna get 8 hours out of me. I don't give a fuck what they got to deal with or what they're doing. As long as my check shows up, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Man, like, Golly. That time I looked in her purse for some tissues and found a weird little glass pipe thingy and didn't know what it was. Turned out to be a meth pipe. Damn, son. Boy, that was a fun 3 weeks. Wow. Imagine finding out your significant other is into hard drugs like that. Like, you think you know somebody, and then you find that you're just like, what is this? And they're like, oh, no, that's nothing. And you're like, this smells like a little something. Like, you got something to say? Like, that would be crazy. And then it like a hard ass drug like meth. That's, I mean, shit. At least like ecstasy or something, like fuck. Something that's not too crazy. Like meth or coke or anything like that. That would be, I'd be like, God damn, who have I been with? Because Jesus, man. She might try to spike you or some shit. You never know, man. Or she's dealing with some dangerous people. That's the scary part about it. If she owes people money, oh, brother. I ain't trying to get shot over you because you owe somebody some money. Hell no. Hell nah. Man. All right, we're going to do 3 more. I always have another guy waiting in the wings just in case I don't work out. Wow, she said that to him. I thought she was just drunk. I was in fact wrong. Luckily, she was a psychopath and I dodged a huge bullet. She has since gotten married and divorced 3 times in 10 years, among other things. God damn. She got divorced 3 times. And I see why. Because I guarantee you it was a thing where all these dudes liked her, right? And then these dudes were just laying in the weights, just like one day. And so then she got to a point where like, he stuck around a long time, so I'm going to go ahead and get with him. I'll marry him. Then he found out how crazy and, horrible she is. And he was just like, fuck, man, I waited this long for this. Damn, wasn't worth it. Got rid of her ass. Then she was just like, oh, well, I got this guy. He's been waiting even longer. So let's go with this guy. Goes with that guy. He finds out the same bullshit that the first guy found out. Damn, she's crazy and wasn't worth all this waiting. And then she was like, well, at least I got a third guy. He's sitting in the waiting. He's waiting for me. Cool. Let's go with him. And he found out the same bullshit the first 2 guys found out and was like, damn, why'd I wait this long to be with this bitch? And look at her. Single. Divorced 3 times. Because she didn't do a damn thing to improve herself. I guarantee you that's why. I guarantee you that's what happened. It's crazy. And for him, woo, thank God he didn't have to marry it to find out the craziness. Woo, he dodged a huge one. I ain't gonna lie to you on that one. He couldn't be happy for other people's success when he didn't feel confident in his own abilities and accomplishments. And that was a lot. Yeah. Sometimes those pessimistic people are just the worst. And then when you got to date them, you got to hear their mouth all day long. Like, oh, why does so-and-so get that? Oh, so-and-so got it just because they're lucky. Oh, I don't get any breaks because of this. And you're just sitting there like, dude, shut up. It was like the conversation we just had about, people at work talking about, oh, it's unfair. And it's like, shut up, or do something about it, or shut the fuck up, because it's the same thing with these people. It's like, dude, shut up or do something about it. You sitting here complaining ain't doing nothing. So why don't you get off your ass and do something about it? I can't stand them people. Imagine dating one of them people. Woo! God damn. All right, this will be our last one. He said he wasn't ready for a committed relationship and would probably end up cheating because of it. I thought that was us being so very in love would change that. It didn't. Oh, man, there goes the I can fix them. And you can't. I've said it time and time again on this show. Ladies, you can't fix a man. You can't do it. Yo coochie and him falling in love and all that. Trust me, you'll get him to change for a week, for a month, maybe 2 months. But I guarantee you, he'll go right back to that shit. Right back to it. And her dumb ass, she was just like, oh, that red flag sounds amazing. That's my favorite color of red. Let's date. I'm so happy to be with you. Because he told her how it was. He was just like, look, man, I ain't looking for a relationship. I'm going to cheat on you. And she was like, that's fine. That's fine. I'm happy with that. I'm cool. Like, oh. All I'm going to say is, trust me, you can't fix dudes. You just can't do it. Can't do it. Yeah, can do it. But that's going to be the end of that thread, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that juicy thread. I thought that thread was fucking juicy. I was like, man, this is going to be the thread for that Tuesday episode. You guys are going to love it. I'm glad that I got to share it with you guys, man. It was juicy thread. We'll hop into announcements. Get right through those real quick, and then we'll hop into into you guys' scenarios. Patreon.com/MileyAsshole Podcast. Get on there for an exclusive episode every single Friday. If you are loving the shows, you're loving the Tuesday scenarios, and you're loving the Haunting Adeline stuff, and then you always come back for the Sunday episodes as well, and you just want a little more, get on the Patreon, man. Almost a year's worth of content is on that bad boy. We're closing in so close on a year of this podcast being out, which is crazy to me, but we have so much content over there for you guys to binge, and that content is wild and crazy over there, because over there I can get a little more crazy, Even on the free Patreon episodes, I do tone it down just a little bit, because I do got to make it a little friendly for the Spotify crowd, But those episodes that are purely on Patreon, they are definitely juicy and worth the $3 that you'll be paying over there. And you'll be able to send in your scenarios to be featured on the Tuesday as well as Sunday episodes. So get on there for that. TikTok as well as Instagram for all of the clips and short bite-sized best parts of each episode. Get on there, follow us, and support us over there. If you'd like to support on even the mo at a free 99 side, head on over to YouTube, youtube.com/MileyAsshole or just click on that link tree, go to YouTube. Subscribing over there does help. Even if you don't watch over there on YouTube, it helps a lot, and I appreciate all of that support. If you're mainly an audio listener, keep downloading the podcast as well as that 5-star rating. It helps the show a lot, and I appreciate it so much. And guess what? It's for free. And if it's for free, it's for me, and it's for you and everybody, your dog, your cat, and your mama too. All right, but that's going to be that. Let's go ahead and get into today's scenarios that I don't have set up for some stupid reason. Okay, here we go. All right. Cheated on while pregnant. God damn it. All right, my husband cheated on me when I was 6 months pregnant back in October with a young coworker and filed for divorce in November. Will not admit that he did to this day. Will not say a word about the girl. During the time, he would only check in once or twice a month to ask how the baby is doing. I left to go stay at my mom's to have the support from my family because of how awful he was treating me. Me to lose a significant amount of weight, and I was worried my baby would not make it. He came to the hospital, which was court ordered, the day she was born, and brought his mom and sister. He never once said thank you, brought flowers or anything regarding the fact that I just gave birth to our perfect baby that he missed out on, and did it all without the support from him while he was running around with his girlfriend. Not only that, but while I was 37 weeks pregnant, he was hounding me about moving my future out of the house, or my furniture, sorry, my furniture out of the house. I'm sure to make room for his girlfriend, as her things were already somewhat moved in. What? So you knew about this? You were figuring stuff out? what the fuck is going? So were you pregnant and then you went to go live with your parents and then you found out, oh shit, my husband is cheating with this girl, and then he's like, hey, move your shit out of the house. And then you were like, oh, he's probably wanting me to move my shit out of the house because he wants to move his new girlfriend's shit in, and some of her stuff was already there? Huh. Okay. I truly have a hard time believing I will ever get over such an act of betrayal, from the cheating to expecting me to move heavy furniture while pregnant, the weight loss, disrespect, and so much more. He gets to see our daughter 3 times a week for 2 hours. Having to co-parent with such a asshole of a person is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. All this happened so fast, I had a hard time processing what I've been through. I'm 6 weeks postpartum and still struggling heavily. I'm having such a hard time comprehending how a girl can be with a guy capable of doing such an awful thing while I carried and gave birth to our perfect baby. Her knowing about the situation and still taking part of it is disgusting also. The thought of this girl holding and kissing my baby and even being around her makes me sick to my stomach. Everyone at their job knows about what happened, and I feel embarrassed that I was cheated on at such a vulnerable time in my life. If anyone has been in a situation like this before or has any advice, I would greatly appreciate it. Damn, girl. Woo. Damn. That's so fucked up. He got this woman pregnant, acted like he was excited about it, whatnot, and then later on in the pregnancy, he was just like, this ain't doing it for me anymore. I'm gonna go get with another girl. He gets with this girl, and he's just like, hey, yo, caveat, I got another woman. She's pregnant, She's my ex, she on her way out of the house, I just gotta let you know that. And she's cool with that. That's the crazy part to me, is the fact that she is cool with that. Like, how are you okay with her being cool with that? Like, him having a whole ass other woman that's pregnant, having his baby, all, like, ladies, would that make you run away? Wouldn't you like meet this guy and you're thinking like, dang, he's a great guy, oh my god, and then he breaks it to you that, oh yeah, there's another woman that's pregnant having my child, but I'm about to leave her, and then you can move into my house and we can live together? Wouldn't that be like, oh shit, that's my cue to get the fuck out of here? Wouldn't you think? I mean, maybe I don't see what she's seeing, or maybe, you ladies might know something, I don't know, but to me, that sounds crazy. That sounds cuckoo bananas. Like, there's no way. Hey, girl, you better have that nigga on some child support. The fuck we talking about here? That'd be my only advice, is to shit, booty hole grape this man in some child support, because that's messed up. That's messed up. The fact that he did all that to you, man. And you over here got this beautiful baby girl that he doesn't want to even be a part of. He wants to see her 2 days a week. Dang. And bring his little hoe around. Damn. You guys let me know what you think about that in the comments. That's crazy. All right. Am I overreacting because my best friend keeps messaging my husband? Ooh, your best friend.
He belongs to the street.
Oh man, she's like, God damn, he's such a good guy to her. He is so great. I don't want to find a guy like him. I want him. Ooh. All right, let's see. Okay, a lot of these posts are obvious that the person is not overreacting. For this one, I think I really might be. I have a best friend I've been friends with for over 20 years. She is recently divorced and single. I've considered her and my husband friends because the three of us have hung out a lot over the last decade. And he's even pretty close to her family because I am as well. We have a group chat of memes, but lately she's been privately messaging him memes and TikToks. The timing is also weird. If I open up to her about issues I'm having, she messages him that same day. It's happened multiple times now. In one example, I had made a comment about how I didn't like Star Wars even though he did. And she messaged him a Star Wars TikTok that same day. Ooh, she's like, oh, what? He likes Star Wars? Oh, well, so do I now. Yeah, so do I now. I love me some Star Wars. Oh, shit. Yeah. And I really think that she is like gaining information from you so that way she could seem more appealing to him. Oh, my God. Woo. Okay, let's keep going. The other two times were pretty random meme/jokes, but the timing was also the same day I mentioned some minor riff in the relationship. I don't divulge much or speak negatively, just open up about life as best friends do. My husband and I have a powerful marriage and I wouldn't consider it at risk. Even my husband agreed the messages and frequency has gotten unusual, and he said, he just likes the messages or gives a short reply, and he always tells me when he does it. Today it happened again after I opened up about my insecurities. I'm 7 weeks postpartum. Given the sensitivity or the sensitive nature of what I opened up to her about, I'm pretty irate at her DMing my husband again. This is my best friend. We talk every day and I bring this up to her. I fear making our dynamic super awkward. So I really don't want to mention it unless the consequences is that it's weird. She added some editing, another editing. Okay. I still feel like a lot of this, advice is a bit much considering we're talking a few memes and TikToks and nothing inappropriate yet. I guess I just want to gut check on if I was wrong to be uncomfortable with DMs. Appreciate all the advice. Look, to me, it just seems like she fancies your man and she is just trying to appeal to his likes and, she's trying to be similar to him and all this stuff. And so that way, once he, sees like, oh man, damn, shit ain't really working out with my girl. Like, I'm not really into her anymore, blah, blah, blah. But her friend is like, we get along. She be sharing me TikToks. We be laughing all the time. We're into the same shit. We're doing the dang thing. Like, you know what? Being with her wouldn't be that bad, And then he's kind of just like, hey, yo, girl, what you doing? You want to kick it, hang out, blah, 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 blah. And it might get to that point. And that's what I feel the friend is hoping for. Because again, I feel like she looks at it like, my God, he's so amazing to her and he's such a great guy and all this and all that. I don't want a guy like him. I want him. Because it just seems like some sus behavior. The fact that you guys would talk to her about a hard time or whatever because he likes something that you don't like, and then she automatically appeals to that to him. And it's just, that kind of seems a little, to me, it does seem like she is really trying to like appeal to him and like suck up to him and be like, oh, hey, I like this too. I know your wife doesn't, but we like it and we can get along to it and so on and so forth. I think the husband low-key is just like, I ain't about to get up in that mixed bag. Like, no, thanks. Yeah. And he probably is looking at it like, if I left her, I would not go with you, Yeah, and I think that's kind of how he's probably thinking about it because he does keep it open. He tells his wife like, oh yeah, this is what she sent me. Oh, look, this is our text. See, I don't really reply to her like that. I'll just heart the message or I'll just like the TikTok, or whatever. I'm not really having conversations with her like that. But I do not think you are overreacting because I do think your homegirl is scheming a little bit, I do. I think she's scheming a little bit, and it sucks to say that, but man, I kind of feel like she's scheming a little bit to get your man, and she's trying to do it in a way that, it doesn't make her seem like the one that's pushing for it. It was kind of like a mutual, like, he wanted it too. That's just what it seems like to me. You guys let me know what you think about that in the comments, though, because I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, on to our next one. Am I overreacting about wanting to have sex with my ex? Damn, girl. I mean, the fact that you already want to smash your ex, it seems like whatever relationship you're in is over. I, 25 male, am in a 3-year relationship with my current girlfriend, 22 female. She and I have had our ups and downs and arguments lately, and when it comes to sex, she doesn't meet my requirements, such as foreplay in the thrill of having intercourse with each other. Normally when we have sex, it's just the sex and that's it. She asks for head and I give it to her 90% of the time until she orgasms, but when I ask 5% of the time, she goes until she says that she is too tired, which is around 5 minutes. I don't know exactly what to tell her on this because we have discussed it multiple times, and I said that it's okay for her to not know how, but I would like for her to get me there, if you know what I mean. He's like, I'm trying to bust in your mouth, bitch. What the fuck? My ex, 23 female, has recently popped into the picture by breaking the news. Breaking the news has really... Wait, hold on. Has popped into the picture by breaking the new... Has recently popped into the picture by breaking the no contact rule. Okay. I'm reading verbatim, all right? Y'all motherfuckers be like, why do you read it like this? It's verbatim, okay? And when it don't make sense, I'm like, oh, I'm trying to make sense of it. All right? Hold on with me. Hold on. Okay. So breaking the no contact rule. We talk a little bit, but not about much. But when she offers to give what my girlfriend cannot. And I'm not going to lie to you, it's good. Because that girl probably be suction 9,000 that penis. She'd be like, don't worry, I got you. And she'd be like, zoom. He'd be like, oh, shit. He'd be busting in her mouth. The reason I asked if I'm overreacting is because on a backstory of my ex is that she left me, ended up having a kid with some other guy, but I am in a relationship. So my question is, am I overreacting about the sex due to the fact that my 3-year-old relationship has not been very much thrilling in that area, and my ex is offering to do things to me that in that area that my ex is offering to do. Hold on, my ex is offering to do things to me that my current girlfriend won't, and that I really want bad. If I'm being honest with you, if you're not being fulfilled, you should have a conversation with your girl first. You should talk to your girl first and be like, hey, yo, look, I'm not satisfied sexually. All right? I mean, I need the suction cup 20 million on my penis. I'm trying to bust in your mouth. I'm trying to do it up. I'm trying to do it up nasty with you. And you seem like you're not about that, and that's cool. If you're not about that, then that's cool. I don't want to force you to be about that. But if you're not about that, you got to let me know, because I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. And then you can go play around with your ex and do whatever you want to do and let that flourish into whatever it's going to flourish with. But at least you had the conversation with her first to try to fix it with your girl, instead of cheating and doing all this extra shit. Like, dude, try to fix it with your girl. Because like I said, and I've said it many times before, I'm a proponent of fixing the relationship. Talk to your girl. Be like, hey, yo, I am not I'm not feeling it. I need the suction cup 9,000, 20 million on my penis. I'm trying to bust in your mouth type shit. And that's what I need. I get you there. I be licking the bean like a motherfucker. And you be up in there shaking. So I need a little bit of that too. I'm trying to roll my head back. Talking about, So help your boy out. And let's get this. And if she's like, okay, if that's what you need, let's work it out. Let's figure it out. Let's get to it. And then, maybe things will start to change. And then you'll be like, you'll get that suction cup 20 million and you'll be like, God damn, girl, that was the best ever. And then you won't start thinking about your ex anymore and you won't really need that. But if she's not about that, then that's okay. And you say, you know what, this relationship just ain't working out because we're just not sexually compatible. And then now you're single, and then you can go flump around with your ex, and she can give you that gok 920 million, with the twist attachment. I'm just saying. So I think that's how you should do it. Are you overreacting? What was the ultimate question? Hold on. Are you overreacting? I mean, I don't even think this one is an overreacting. I think this one is just am I the asshole? And I think you are the asshole for wanting to have sex with your ex while you're in a relationship. When you could, like I said, have that conversation with your current girlfriend, work things out. And if it can't be worked out, then that's when you go single and then you go, smash on your ex. So my thing is, I think you are the asshole. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments what you think about that one, because hey, that's just your boy's 2 pennies, All right, am I the asshole for not wanting my wife's daughter to be introduced as a family friend? Huh. Why would she want to introduce her daughter as a family friend? That's weird. A few years ago, my wife and I got a letter from a woman claiming to be my wife's daughter. Laurel, who wanted to meet with her, she told me that she'd given up a child for adoption when she was young, so I was expecting that this might happen. What I didn't expect was that the truth was there was never any adoption. She just left the baby with her father and bailed. The worst thing about this is that when Laura was 12, she wrote my wife begging for help. Her response was to write her the nastiest reply imaginable. That basically blamed her for her problems and threatened her against contacting her again and ruining the family. I couldn't believe it. Not only has she been lying this whole time, but she actively had contact and chose to abandon her a second time while we were married. This has been an emotional dumpster fire, but that's an issue of its own. We've been in contact and building a relationship for the last few years. So much therapy so far, we've kept this all the way from our kids. At this point, it's been a very few years, and there's interest in having everyone meet. This is between my wife and Laurel. They've come to an agreement to tell the kids and everyone else in the family that Laurel is a family friend. Absolutely not. I'm sick of the lying. What they call each other is their own deal, and I don't expect that to change, but I'm not lying anymore. I don't like lying to my kids as a policy, but lying to them about who's related to them and who isn't is dangerous. Yeah, because what if one of the kids tries to start a relationship with her and it's like, yo, that's your stepsister, motherfucker. Yeah, that's, and then you think about it. Like you don't even know they have sex, and then it's just like, oh shit. And they're just like, what's wrong? And it's like, you guys are step siblings, and they're just like, oh, like imagine that. Imagine you meet a family friend, right? And you thinking, damn, family friend is fine. You're like, oh shit. You start chatting her up a little bit, whatever. You guys go on a date and you don't know. You know what I mean? You don't know. It's like shit. And then out of nowhere, all of a sudden, pops and moms is like, oh yeah, you guys are related. And you're just like, whoa. Are you telling me I bent my half sister over? Like, I'm just saying. And he's probably thinking the same thing. He's like, man, I ain't trying to break that kind of news. What are we talking about? I only want them meeting if we can tell the truth. I am not getting into it with my wife, Laurel, and my parents. The only outside people who know, they say I should get along with it not for my wife's sake, but for Laurel's. I understand why she would want that, but I don't think I care anymore. The kids need to know. I don't think you're the asshole, because I think, for one, like you said, it's dangerous because I ain't trying to tell, my kids that they smashed a half sister or whatever. Two, I wouldn't want to lie to my loved ones like that and make them feel some type of way. Like, why did you feel like you couldn't talk to us? You don't trust us? Thought we were family. I thought we were close. I thought we were cool, it'd feel wrong. It would feel very, very wrong, and it would feel super upsetting because it's like, what the heck? Like, we're family. If you're going to lie to anybody, lie to motherfuckers out there, not to us. And so that I can see how that's really tough. And it puts him in a tough spot because he's just like, dude, it is what it is. You made the choices you made. Now that you're in a position where you can have a relationship with Laurel, why not? Why not have a relationship with her as a mother and a daughter? Like that. And I feel like that's what Laurel wants. Laurel just wants a relationship with her mom. That's it. She's like, look, you ain't got to take care of me. You ain't got to do all this other shit. But at least let me have a relationship with you, and just give me that at least. And let me be a part of a family. Let me be a part of something, because I can guarantee you for the most of Laurel's life, she probably felt like an outcast, an outsider. She may have, even if she was with a family or not, she probably still felt like an outsider. She probably felt like she didn't fit or belong or anything like that. And now that she's found her mom, and her mom's got this big ass family, and she's like, oh my God, I would finally feel a part of something. Why are you gonna hold that back by sitting here saying, oh yeah, this is just a family friend? Like, that kind of sucks too. So I don't know. I don't think you're the asshole at all. I would win against her, and I'd be like, no, this is her daughter. This is her daughter. And she sadly could not take care of her daughter at the time that she had her, and she decided to give her up so she could possibly have a better life. And Laurel decided to come out and reconnect with her, and now, she is my stepdaughter, and I'm happy to have her around, and so on and so forth, and I hope you guys can love her too as part of the family. Like, I just don't understand what's so hard about that, but hey, it is what it is. All right, this is going to be our last scenario for today's beautiful Tuesday episode. If you got this far, thank you guys so much for being here, for watching. Remember to support us on all we got going on, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, as well as downloading the podcast and rating. If you want more of these juicy episodes, follow us on patreon.com/MyLassoPodcast. $3 a month, get you an exclusive episode of just bingey goodness. And without further ado, let's get into this last scenario. Am I the asshole for not breaking up with my wife? Okay, let's see. Let's see if you're the asshole for not breaking up with her. I have a disability which makes me unable to work or study. I have hardly graduated high school and college wasn't even an option, and I just couldn't have a job. Luckily for me, I was born in a very wealthy family, and I have a supportive dad. He gave me a simple job at one of his businesses, and he pays me $40,000, which I believe is generous because I basically do nothing. Man, that must be a gig. When I was 20, I got a girl pregnant. It was an accident. My dad was again very supportive after my daughter was born. My dad allowed me to move out and live at one of his other houses. He hired a nanny and maids to help me care for my daughter. He also paid for every expense related to my daughter. He never actually gave me money for this, but whenever my daughter needed anything, I'd call my dad and he'd provide it. This has continued until today that my daughter is 16. My dad spoils her with everything she wants and needs. I have never spent a penny on her because my dad takes care of everything. Anyway, a few years ago, I met the love of my life. She has 2 kids, 16 and 13, from a previous relationship. We got married a few months ago and they moved in with us. The problem is that my kid and hers have very different lifestyles because my dad pays for my daughter's luxury lifestyle while I can't afford the same for my stepkids. A few weeks ago, my wife decided to confront my dad about the favoritism and how differently he treats the kids and asked him to start treating them equally. My dad got really angry and started yelling at her, saying things like, "How dare you say that when you are living rent-free at my house and driving my car, and I support one of your kids, and now you expect me to pay for your other kids?" I mean, as harsh as that sounds, facts. Don't get me wrong, it sounds harsh, but facts. Like, bro, you live in my house. I pay you $40K a year for a job where you do nothing. I take care of your daughter. What's the problem? You know? Like, facts. All that money that you're saving by your dad, you know, taking care of your daughter, that should be money that you're kind of putting into your stepkids, if I'm being honest with you. You know? I mean, I that's just kind of how I see that. And that's, you know, I think how you should go about it. We're not done reading it, but just my two little schmeckles. I apologized to my dad and told him that I appreciate everything he has done for me and my daughter, and I don't expect anything else from him. When we left, my wife started crying, saying I should have backed her up because this is unfair to her kids. She called me an asshole. Am I the asshole for not breaking up with my wife? No, I'm glad that you stuck by your girl's side at least. You know what I mean? And like I said, I don't think this is a situation where you should leave her or anything like that. I think it's a simple thing where the money that you're saving by your dad taking care of your daughter should allow you to put money into your wife and your stepkids. If that's what you want to do, that's where your focus should be, is putting money into them while your dad is putting money into your daughter. I mean, let's be honest. And the dad it's facts. The dad's like, what do you mean? These are her kids. These aren't my blood. This kid is my blood. This kid is my niece. So I'm going to do everything I can for my niece. But this woman, you decided to involve yourself with this woman and her children, and that's fine. But that's on you, Chief. That's not on me. This woman and her two kids, that's on you. But this girl is my blood. This is my niece. And I'm going to, I'm sorry, my grandchild. Sorry, not niece, grandchild. This is my grandchild, and I'm going to take care of her. And I'm going to make sure she's got it. Because if you don't, I do. And I'm going to make sure she's got it. But involving yourself with these two kids, hey, man, that's on you, brother. That's on you. And so it's facts. Like I said, it sounds harsh, but it's true. You know, and then him sitting there saying, hey, you live in my house, you drive my car, you know, you eat up my food, you doing all this, I pay you $40K. Like, it's true. You know, and him backing off and, you know, being like, you know what, I appreciate everything you're doing, I'm sorry, and so on and so forth. He had to say that. He had to do that. Because it's like, bro, you don't really have say in this. I'm sorry. And your girl really don't got say in this. So what you should do is, with all the money that you're saving, not having to spend it on your daughter, you take that money and you take care of your girl and her kids. Like I said, that's my two schmeckles. You guys let me know what you thought about all these scenarios and the thread in the comments. Thank you guys for all the support that you guys have been showing over these past months. As you know, the halfway point of this year is rounding up, man. We've done so much content, so much more to go. I still have so many more ideas of episodes and so much of you guys sending in stuff, whether it's from TikTok, it's Instagram, it's Patreon, all that stuff. So we're doing the dang thing. I appreciate all the support. I love that you guys are getting active and involved in all that we're doing. The podcast is going to hit a year in August. I can't wait for that. And then season 2 is going to start. And I'm going to try to have something special for season 2. I'm going to try to have something special for, you know what I mean, that a momentous occasion. But until then, I'll see you guys on Thursday for Haunting Adeline. Haunting Adeline has been getting juicy. We're almost done with Haunting Adeline. I think we have about 4 more weeks of Haunting Adeline, and that's it. We're done with that. We might get into book 2, or we might get into another book. I'm not 100% sure yet. We'll get there when we get there. But thank you guys so much. I love all the support. I'll see you guys on Thursday for Haunting Adeline, and peace.